Once upon a time, there was a poor miller who lived with his beautiful daughter. The miller often boasted and bragged, trying to make himself seem important. One day, he foolishly said to the king, "My daughter is so clever, she can spin straw into gold." The king was astonished. Gold was what he loved most in the world. He ordered the miller's daughter to be brought to his castle. That evening, the girl was led to a chamber filled from floor to ceiling with straw. The king gave her a spinning wheel and said, "If you value your life, spin this straw into gold by morning. If you fail, you shall die." The poor girl sat down, but she had no idea how to spin straw into gold. She began to weep bitterly. At that moment, the door creaked open, and in came a strange little man. His eyes sparkled, and he wore a mischievous smile. "Good evening, dear girl," he said. "Why are you crying?" "Oh," sobbed the miller's daughter, "the king has ordered me to spin this straw into gold, and I cannot do it." The little man chuckled. "What will you give me if I do it for you?" "My necklace," she replied. The little man nodded, sat down at the spinning wheel, and, by morning, all the straw had been spun into pure shining gold. When the king saw the room full of gold, his eyes grew wide with greed. But it was not enough. He led the girl to a larger chamber filled with even more straw. "Spin this straw into gold by morning, or you shall surely die," he demanded. Once again, the girl wept. And once again, the little man appeared. "What will you give me if I spin this straw into gold?" he asked. "My ring," she answered. The little man grinned, sat down, and spun all the straw into gold before dawn. Still, the king was not satisfied. He led the girl into the largest chamber of all, filled with straw from top to bottom. "Spin this straw into gold," he said, "and if you succeed, you shall become my queen." The girl was left alone once more, and soon the little man appeared. "What will you give me if I do this for you?" he asked. "I have nothing left to give," whispered the girl. The little man's eyes gleamed. "Then promise me this: when you become queen, you will give me your first child." The girl gasped in fear. But she had no choice. She promised. And the little man spun all the straw into gold once again. The king was overjoyed. He married the miller's daughter, and she became queen. A year passed, and the young queen gave birth to a beautiful baby. She had forgotten her promise, until the strange little man appeared in her chamber. "Now give me what you promised," he said. "Your child." The queen wept and begged him for mercy. She offered him gold, jewels, even the kingdom. But the little man only said, "Something living is dearer to me than all the treasures of the world." At last, seeing her despair, he said, "I will give you 3 days. If you can guess my name before then, you may keep your child." The queen spent the first night thinking of every name she had ever heard. She sent messengers across the land to collect unusual names. The next day, when the little man returned, she guessed. "Is your name Nicholas? Or Benjamin? Or Bartholomew?" "No, no, no," laughed the little man. On the second day, she tried stranger names. "Is it Crooked Leg? Or Short Rib? Or Knob Nose?" "No, no, no," the little man cried, dancing with glee. By the third day, a messenger returned to the queen with a curious story. He had wandered deep into the forest and seen a little house. Around a fire danced the strange little man, singing, "Today I bake, tomorrow I brew. The next I'll have the young queen's child. How glad I am that no one knew. That Rumpelstiltskin is my name." The queen rejoiced when she heard this. That night, the little man came again. He grinned and said, "Now, my queen, what is my name?" The queen looked at him and said calmly, "Is it Conrad? Or perhaps Harry? Or, could it be Rumpelstiltskin?" At the sound of his name, the little man shrieked, "The devil told you! The devil told you!" In his rage, he stomped so hard that he sank into the ground, never to be seen again. The queen hugged her child with joy and relief. And from that day on, she ruled with wisdom and kindness, never forgetting the strange little man called Rumpelstiltskin.